Okay, unfortunately, I have to talk quietly because I've been back. It's not healed, so bed rest. Okay, the subject is anybody knows of a links how to do GoFundMe, whatever, the technical side of it all. I don't know about this because I need to get an occupation therapist report, independent, if there's such a thing in United Kingdom, in my area. Okay, by the 31st, that's Tuesday, in a few days' time, of July 2018, across the road from me. It's known as in company's house, in any company check, you find this out yourself. The Hampshire County Council, within the Hampshire Adult Social Services Department, the director and managing director is Anna Caffeine-Shot. She is also director of Olympics Care Service Limited. Nothing against them, any men and women. But I'm talking about the public purse. Is the public are being not aware, the mainstream media, scaremongering. This is all being designed. The reason why I had someone find out for me, because I was still unwell yesterday. Frustrating because I can't even get a home visit by a doctor. Now it's affected my neck. So it's ice packs and elevation and resting up at the moment, so trying to do the strain at the same time. Body's running down. Okay, this is what I was informed of, unless I end up the 111 number is out of hours and they call paramedics and I end up in hospital. That's the only time that I'm going to ever get considered care. What on earth was that comment about? In a nutshell, basically, everything's being crashed nationally, not just locally, but I could only go my experience. No, you can never guarantee when you're going to get run over and end up very unwell. It's not a great environment. The plan is to it come at worst time. I was in the middle getting offer. The word complex and documentation and evidence and all these documents makes read up about all these emails went off to the head of each department and now it's gone political. Now they're going to do anything because it's all run by the Conservatives. It's all linking got shares. A lot of these political, even the Labour, they've all got shares in these private companies. It's unreal how it all works. But anyway, I really don't want to know about all that. I just would like to have a choice and outcome. And that is in statute law, Care Act 2014. Statute law. You see, they have a national duty of care, and this is even one thing that are breaching. There's not just me. I don't know about other people because I don't know them. But I know one other individual that she lives in this environment and the monopoly is controlled by Olympics Care Service Limited company. They have over 1 million, more than 1 million reserves in funding. That company house information was downloaded and the assets worth is a lot. So the question mark, big one, is what they do in the public purse, because that's the public. So basically, if one is unfortunate and need to claim any kind of benefit nowadays, it's all about giving your medical evidence. But even that is all digital. It's just one thing after another, and the ones that's been hit the hardest is the elderly, vulnerable, disabled people like I. And I don't know about any other core individuals, how it works for them, because if they're able-bodied and they got other substance misuse or something going on, they might just be able to walk in these places and get help. Well, 4 days out of blinking 7 at the moment, I'm bedbound. That's how worse I got. And it's not getting any better. Yeah, I do the usual meds, meditation, and best I can, you know. But I can't even get the operations I need when I'm overnight I am. Because I want to kill it. It all started by the housing, lack of repair, and I know what's behind it all. And it is, like my sister knows, I know the physical body's only here in a short period of time. It's so cruel. A month to find bring up the taxis, that's just great. Further to my mum's funeral. See how the system works for people make lump sum. If you don't have an offer of a allocated healthcare professional and social work, social healthcare, it looks like you haven't got anything wrong with it. Despite on you in the statute law system, right, how it's also not this way. Unless you've got your health, you can't be working in self-sufficiency, you know. And my mum always taught me that. I didn't expect to end up in the hospital and have 2 more falls. You know, 2 more accidents recently within 2 days of each other. It's like medical terminology, traumatic attack in the brain. Keep having them. Unfortunately, the cutbacks in every service going United Kingdom, especially my area, I can't get up at the right services to meet my needs. Hence making a stream if you know how to set up a GoFundMe or any kind of like how to get it promoted, like, because I have to go public in a way I don't like to go. Because what does the system want to take disabled people out of their own homes and body bags, you know, when they end up in absolutely serious situations. My private life friend stepped in a long time ago because of the abuse I sustained, and I've got the evidence of first-hand knowledge with all this. And all that went off to this public-funded company. Former CEO is Paul Brainton. And there's a new lady in place, I can't even know what she's named. She stepped into a situation, the big agenda of it all is to bring in the Agenda 2030. It's been called something else now, but it's about this area, first of its kind for for United Kingdom, in my area, North Hampshire, and Northampton, as a city status. I knew this a long, long time ago. If you're not spiritual yourself, it's fine. But I know a lot more now in that area. That the war, pure evil war, and it is a war on your mind, body and soul. In every aspect you cannot even comprehend. It's pure evil, the way and the NHS side of it all. Accountable GP is not by my consent. It's assumption being made again and again and again and again. And unless you got your physical health, your psychological health, you know, on a balanced kind of level, you're not going to have the strength to do any typing, phone calls, emails. I haven't. Saturday today. My day is spent in bed. It's not great, is it? I was out late yesterday. I didn't participate. I was trying to get some shopping in because I ran out of food because I've been in days in bed again. And that's the problem I've got. With the statute law 2014, section 42, it's known as adult safeguarding, okay? There's a national duty of care for every town and city. I don't know what it's like in different places, but I know what it's like around it. Her first-hand experience, knowing, contacting everybody. It's not just me going through this, but I just happened to find this documentation out. And unfortunately, I can't show my face because I'm so ill, so to bear with me. Years and years and years ago, I was very political. So it puts a spanner in the works when I'm dealing with certain people that stood in their political position around here. And they're the ones about to crash everything for everyone in this area from Tuesday, the 31st July 2018. I've got the print out, my mate printed it off. Company's House Record, they mistakenly put the advanced date on their data and picked it up straight away. All the mainstream media, National United Kingdom, will claim Northamptonshire County Council, well, they're going to call it Northamptonshire Adult Social Services, so mislead the public again and claim it's government, but I've got all the printouts of company. And of course, it's all shares, isn't it? I mean, this is public funded. The public purse has funded this. So on the company house information, you'll soon find out who's who when you do the research. They're going to be folding it as a company. So I'll repeat. Tuesday, the 31st July 2018 in Northamptonshire, they're going to be closing Northamptonshire Adult Social Services Limited. You can go on any company check and type that title in and you'll find out Anna Kathleen Ainshaw is the managing director. That's public knowledge. And you'll see the date when they're going to be dissolved it as a company. And it's, quote again, date 31st July 2018. By the Wednesday, the 1st of August 2018, there's a public meeting at the County Hall. If you haven't, do the Google search or just Google Earth the location. Known as Northamptonshire County Council, County Hall. You can't even access that in a wheelchair, let alone they've cut off all public feed, claim finance, but no, it's protecting the image, protecting their big image of the Northamptonshire County Council as per. If you research, I've got this old print out from years ago. It's a corporation, it's a company. So again, I can't go into all the facts on that. I haven't got the strength anymore. For those that have can carry on, then be my guest. But the facts, it's not the ordinary man and woman, low paid, just trying to do their best with massive caseloads high. And there's no one to replace them when they're on leave for 8 weeks. School holidays, isn't it? Summer. Nobody had pre-planned this individual that was in the middle helping with me, and also their contracts. If you didn't know about procurement, well, I didn't even know about this a while ago. Local government shared services. Okay, so abbreviation. LGSS Law Limited. Yeah. The former managing director is Beth Quinton Baker. We've got somebody else taking over the lead. And as I said, when you check out Northamptonshire Adult Social Services, you find out who the other directors are, and it links on to this other guy called Michael. Don't know him. I think he's newly appointed. It says it all there on these company checks, company house information as fact. So what they've gone and done is set up this new service for children. Yeah, so that was all over the news a while ago. Since February 2018. If I'd ever known since the 3rd of the 10th, 2017, that this would happen, not just to me, I would have never bothered to call them. But when I suddenly had another transplastic something attack in my brain, it just sudden loss of my whole body function. Last September, and the police had to kick my door in, and an ambulance crew had to get me out to hospital. Do you know, Sunday, I wouldn't have called them. I wouldn't have done. But I can't change the past. Things have happened the way it's happened, and I know why things are happening the way it is now more than ever. I was undergoing all this new. I got so ill with dental health. I can't predict how that could happen. It's happened. I'm on this digital system. It's all bloody confusing for this dental operation, but I can't have it while I'm like this. And that puts a spanner in the works of my health. I thought there would be like a temporary replacement offer of a public servant in their job role. And there's meant to be choices, the statute law, and outcomes. I mean, all these tick box exercise. That's the computer systems, that's all they're treating people now. Anyway, go back to the public meeting, 5:30 on the 1st of Wednesday, the 8th, 2018, next week. This will come out in a wash, so to speak, but it will have a spin on it. And people struggling to keep over their heads, go to work, and people in my situation are struggling to get any kind of service, offer, support. Okay, excuse me. The cutbacks also in third sector funding. What I didn't realise that there is a public funded branch of that, and a list who is as I said, I've been too ill to get any printout or anything. It lists every CEO, every senior public servant in the job role connection with, not just the county council, adult social care, but the NHS, anything NHS. Is subcontracted out to private companies, all privatisation. The United Kingdom has a constitution, but they don't give a monkeys because the NHS Foundation, NHS England, that's it. The CEO, the man, has connections with 2 American private health companies, shares, and he is the one steering this privatisation. So everything also on top of what I just mentioned is affecting disabled people like I, elderly families. For those that don't have the funding or the skills to do IT or abilities, whatever it might be, if disabilities affect you that way, United Kingdom, this is what's happening. There is cuts to, it used to be called branding, community funding, where they sort out what services could get access to grants by also funded by the public purse. Yeah. That's cut to the bone. Again, by all contracts restricted. That means everything stopped. Cannot believe this. Because my email went off to national, it's meant to be not affecting one area. I need to get that email to the CEO somehow Monday of the seriousness of its implications of not offering me independent advocate. The statute law is quite clear in the certain clause 13.1, I think. I'm not quite clear right now. But this is, again, refer back to the Care Act 2014. The statutory duty of the public funded social, it's called, again, Northamptonshire County Council, i.e. the Northamptonshire Adult Social Services. Who the hell can get the head around all that? Without the contract still in place and claiming, oh, all of our advocates are on leave, or they're off sick, please. They've got 2 full-time managers in place in one's area. As a national company covering contracts in many different towns and cities, why can't they pull somebody in from a different county or town to help out with me what I need ASAP as an urgent matter? Can't be bothered, haven't thought of it. Instead, the individual without my consent calls up a family member of mine. It's not my area. Because I pointed out with help with someone to do an email for me to 2 of their service managers that I clocked that the company is going to be dissolved. It's in the company information, the company house information of both Olympics Care Service Limited. Well, they've got assets, they've got profit. So the point being is, this Olympics Care Service Limited is being brought in-house, made up with the heading of this word I just used, Northamptonshire Adult Social Services. What does that mean? So it looks like it's going to be a rebranding, retitle of not Northamptonshire County Council per se, but of offer goods and services, and who may or may not be offered. Well, this is really a nut and bolt in it all. I mean, just cutting through the chase of it all. I mean, if you get offered, you're in the middle of getting offered, any man or woman out there, whatever situation, in the United Kingdom, especially my area, being in the middle, trying to get offered the correct equality to meet your needs, obviously, accessible format, say if you're blind or individual has a learning disability, or you've got young ones or family members or elderly. Well, they can't just stop. They'll offer duty of care. The offer is unlawful, it's breach of some statute. I'm not sure what section right now. The offer of a care assessment of your needs. And despite 4 meetings, at no time the offer to sign their documentation, non-full disclosure. The way it happened, I can't even go into it. It's just a nightmare. If this individual, right, and knew she's going on holiday, then why didn't management, her department, plan ahead to find someone else temporary to step in before the 11th hour and not leave me without offer of a clear healthcare professional experience in one's joint, physical, long-term permanent disabilities. And they're negligent on that and they haven't done it. Again, this is going around the circles because any man or woman out there, or family, in my situation, there's a massive storm hitting my area. Anyone is offered, in the middle of being offered, a certain assessment. Oh. This weather is really bad. Is offered. Oh gosh, I'm dropping all my grapes. I'm on grapes and yogurt to keep my health up. I have to call the out of hours. My neck is not healed in the morning, and I hate doing that. Oh. Apparently, the doctor on the phone, male, saying it takes the spine and the back injuries. Oh my goodness me, that's hitting hard out there. The thunder and lightning. Oh, I'm showing the wrong way. I just showed the window. I have to keep holding this up to the ceiling. I can't move my neck. Stay put. So, where was I? I was distracted by the thunder noise there. Excuse me. Okay, so this has an implication then. It's not just not planning ahead. Because I'm not. I don't know why. I think mainstream media, nationally, locally, I've been on about why build a massive great big building for over 2 years ago now it's been built, and then sell it off, and then sell off the blinking public-owned county council land as well, selling off the public purse, but it's not being implemented in the, can't speak now, it's not being put back in the public coffers kind of thing to aid people in my situation. So where the hell it's all been disappeared. So it also is in the mainstream media about, we can offer a redundancy package for those that want to leave their social work positions. So another individual I know and a family member reckons this individual's gone on leave, not coming back, taking redundancy package. Well, we can't blame them because they've got families and commitments themselves. They're only human, aren't they? But the fact is, it's a management level. I know who heads every department. Well, you download the app of Olympics Care Services Limited, you find out certain individuals I've dealt with before years ago. I already won the statute laws known as the Local Government Ombudsman. Already won my case years ago for the maladministration before. And I'm just here, it's like a 360 situation. Or back to square one, but in different position, worse off in my physical situation I have. And then Section 42, one needs to be extremely careful of all that, of the care statute or task sorting, when you look into the procurement offer contracts. Yeah, it's all contract offers. It's still in void, by the way, because I never got full disclosure anything being offered. Nothing I signed full disclosure. Yet they cover their tracks, and no one ever admit any failures. They would just twist it back on the individual. What is the answer? It's a good one. This is really don't know. As I said, I need to get stable in my physical health to try and work out how to do this GoFundMe. And it's like, okay, well, could go down the route of this continuing funds national meant to be, well, that's now going all digital. Well, it is already. And nationally, Department of Health, but hold on, was all this public funding services going in the pockets of all these private companies? They're hiving off all your data, and that's all going on, and it's digital unless you opt out. Gosh. So, unfortunately, your private life is no longer. The correct data being held is not going to be written up about the individual to get the right care. How can you guarantee there's not going to be hacking into digital systems, computer systems? You know, I mean, it's more advanced and ever than it is. I have a weekly medical pack. I still need that offer. It's my personal circumstances. And this all being offered again. You know, there's a presumption that people in my position can cope with this, that, and the other. And everyone's different. The circumstances are different. And that's what a person-centred care plan is meant to be about. It's your housing, your health, care, social needs. And unfortunately, dealing with so many people being found fit for work with this PIP, and I'm going for all that. And where's all the support? There's waiting lists because the cuts in. It's national. I know you might have websites and advice lines, but think about it. People that most need are the most disadvantaged. And those complex needs are hugely being affected by this. And I'm just one of many. That individual said something to my sister, and I had suspicions of this for a while. The block contracts, blocked of hours, well, that was definitely clear to the offer of an applicant. Why isn't there training enough by LGSS Law Limited, who contracts terms and conditions via voiceability nationally and locally, every town and city? Why is there not made factually clear that we've only got, this individual said it's 8 hours. Hold on. In National Statute Law, Care Act 2014, it states as long as it takes to keep the case open, to get the facts right, your rights, any man and woman out there who disputes your rights, it's clear. If you want to look at websites, disability law, disability rights, it clearly states in fact sheets what your rights are, but it's not implemented in reality by these key managing directors running this public services. They're okay on their huge percentage or package they're on. They're gaining up. So basically, they soon come after the man and woman, wouldn't they? If you don't pay your taxes, the council tax, yeah, they're halving off that. Without, I can't believe how big this is, I tell you, because when you get a comment by an NHS-funded medical practitioner, and they're trained also, never normally an IT-produced letter has got this logo at the bottom, so my mate sussed it out. It's run by a private company, so the training for paramedics, for pharmacists, for opticians, for dentists, for medical general practitioners, it's all by a particular well-known company. Branches throughout UK, and conjunction with the privatisation with NHS England. Yeah, I didn't know about that till my mate checked it out earlier. So therefore, this means if you're not clued up or straight on board your personal life, your data, before you sign anything, offer services, unfortunately, you can't predict when emergencies happen. You end up at hospital, and that's where they're blaming disabled people. They're blaming the elderly for bed blocking. There's just twisted stories on all this, always the same. It's not their fault. So, no matter what is going to be the political arena in one's area next week, I know exactly what they're doing. They're going to dissolve the very key individuals that's meant to be helping me working for this, they might rebrand it as something different. In that case, are they still going to have the same duty of care to carry on the assessment permit that I need joint? Well, I had to inform certain public servants, NHS duty of care, why didn't you combine tap into that funding too? Before another department would take on my long-term needs, they are case, they're trying to say you need this, you need that. Well, hold on. My physical occupation therapy needs and equipment use is not changed. It's all to do with the breach of contract by this housing company employees and disinformation by certain, again, second time around, again, by one's area housing employee, young female, to a very key public servant I've been dealing with, and she's putting on non-factual data on, it's known, anyone knows about this, it might have to rewind to make notes of this stream. It's called your care first data record, data protection. But even if you go down data protection to try and correct it with the new statute law 2018, data protection, you're going to get the runaround. I tried to get my data corrected last year when the same medical NHS funding certain employee had lied to his teeth about me. And I've rebutted everything already. But by commenting recently to send an ambulance around when it's not an emergency, his duty of care, representing obviously a GMC member, anyone knows about that, it's a General Medical Council. If he is not acting in the lawful due processes, well, even that takes time to hold him accountable. I haven't got time. Because on the other national public services, i.e., if you're not able to work, you're relying on the state benefit system, that implication is huge. As I said, there's waiting lists for only 2 in my area. There's meant to be Equality Duty, Equality Act 2010, i.e. prevention from being discriminated against as individuals and disabled people. They're overriding all that. Protecting the image. So the mainstream media is going to portray all this again. And this is not going away. Because, okay, you take it to this, that and the other individuals and their job capacity role, still doesn't get anywhere. Where then? So what is the bigger picture of all this at the end of the day? Cleansing by the back door. Are they just picking and cherry picking who they're going to help or not help? What? So I had to call my private cleansing since the end of 2014 to date, because the negligence already not being upheld by the females, 17 different females a week, and what's happening in my home before my disrepair room happened, and what happened. I detailed everything before. I could type before, and now I've lost all that ability to do a lot of things. I'm going to end it there. I'm going to switch off, try and rest. So there isn't a remedy. I should be left without. This is going to have serious implications where I'm going through the PIP assessment. I need support, independent support, my area for that. I don't have the friends to sit in on meetings. The advocate, care advocate don't do that bit. The very individuals I turn to refuse to do a home visit, discriminate against me. Depending on my personal health, my care needs, I can't do drop-ins. And then you have to wait for another few weeks before, if you get offered anybody. So whether it's there's community law service I mean, you look at all these local services in your town cities, to Kingdom, and you see, go and do the checks, research, see who they're connected to, who's on the board directors, who their connections to, because you need the information. May need it, I should say, if things go wrong. Because of the Section 42 adult safeguarding, be extremely careful about this, how the cutbacks can mean we can't meet the duties, so we need to put all these people into, like we did in the old days, if anyone remembers your history, the poor houses. What do they do with people with impairments, ill health, and hard, years ago? I'm no expert, but I get to know certain things over a period of time. It's meant to be modern time, meant to be working with people, meant to be helping them. But don't get me wrong, and sure, all these apps, they want people to rely on technology to be able to comprehend the software, the apps, and to get your head around it. But don't forget, now, where's the technology to aid people? And support network? If you have that around you, treasure that now. Whatever you're going through, because it's up to all the members of the public, all the members, people, ordinary people, getting information out, sharing knowledge, helping if you are, depending where you are. Every town and city, I would have thought, if there's disabled people, right, they can't get to food banks, right? They can't do this, that, and the other. There needs to be kind of buddy system set up that people are checked out for safeguarding adult purposes, perhaps. Who knows? They have outreach services that go into these, like, drug rehabilitation places, homeless places, charities, so-called, set up. But there's nothing for those with complex needs like I. No. So, if I've tried a lot of things, I've not given up. I need to rest at the moment. There is a lot of, you see, what you may not realise, public servants are members of unions. So their pensions, okay, if they get a problem, they can go to private Bupa or these private health companies. But the public can't afford that. And maybe you can, but there's a lot of people that are not able to. So the perks of the job in the public sector services, in my area and nationally, is to protect and make sure they got what they want, while stuff the public that's paying for it all. And the raise, by the way, for next financial year, so we're looking at April 2019, next year onwards, over 6% raise plus the council tax. Then you're looking at the next up to 2020 year increase constantly. So you think, unless you meet assumption criteria, which is very rare on medical grounds, who the hell has got extra amount on top of what you're already going to pay for? So people learning about certain subjects in trust law and asset management and things like that, big thumbs up. I can't do a lot of things like that anymore. So, in a nutshell, I really don't know what the only temporary, well, I don't know, it's temporary solution actually. That's what I'm trying to find, is the remedy solution to this. You can't have suddenly, oh, we got no advocate and you're meant to have a choice. Look, you build up trust with one individual advocacy service a period of time, and then with a social worker, and suddenly they get pulled under your feet. So how somebody with complex, serious issues going on, death threat to my mum and all, how is one able to engage with people you don't know? So I found pieces of evidence and information that I need anyway, but I'm left without, in statute law, without a named, in their terminology, offer a correct serivces of my choice as well, social worker. Without that, the care advocate system, especially my era, claim they can't help me. They're meant to be negotiating, making calls for me, not me. That's what it's in their national website, Voiceability. You go on it, voiceability.org, and you'll find out on the Care Act page what's meant to happen in reality. I'm not locally, yeah, and certain comments phoning up my sister, I didn't consent to that. And then my sister's put me on speakerphone and I'm hearing all this. Certain comments are not going to make public. Because she didn't have the audacity to get back to me, the service manager, on the proving her, and we bottled her comments the other day on email. And again, people in my positions are being disadvantaged by reduction what we can and cannot do. Nobody will listen about the unsafe conditions I live in. No. So when you have an individual say, oh, the only way to get care if you end up in hospital. Yeah, flippant comment was that. But it didn't add up the way she was implying that their contracts is blocked contracts in advocacy. So 8 hours when it's being taken up with 4 meetings. So that's what, 2 hours a piece. So what's that, 6 hours? What, expect the last meeting for 2 hours to complete the character assessment? No, it's all being rushed. They wanted to transfer this on to the longer term team, but before they do it, they wanted an OT assessment. Well, hold on, then I'm informed again. There's so many emails, it's just going around in circles, saying that, oh, there's a 12, 13-week delay. So, making this dream. If anyone has experiences of similar, I don't know how people cope when you have to pay for this. If you've got no job, how do you pay for it? Privately. Different parts of the country or different parts of the world, what's the system like? How does it work where you are? Because everything I know of and what's happened to me and what I observe happening to other people is deliberate crash. And there's a reason. Bringing in the privatisation. So only those that can afford can get such and such. Forget about the rest. No, there's no such thing as equality or human rights. That's violations. I mean, so many people are getting information out about all this anyway. I'm just talking from personal experience, personal knowledge on the record of truth. I think it is the day of, can't even see. 28th is it? Saturday, 2018 July. So for all that's gone off on holiday, and even one with people on their devices, without the lawful due process in place, and UCA's board of directors making all these in your public job role, the public, if anyone voted for these people in, well, this is what was coming to. So, unless you got time to investigate and find out the truth on record, I don't see where the remedy is. They can't just leave people in my position. Don't know how many other people are waiting for a social worker, unassigned social workers, not even assess them and what their lives are like. You only just see videos that people make about their dire straight situations. You don't get asked to get ill. You don't ask to get have accidents. It happens. So I'll end this on the short period of time on earth. I don't know what is spiritual, but I know that although my mum's passed away, in a way, good job she's out of this crap world, the way it's gone. and it's getting worse. And I'm not being negative when I say that, but I'm living it 24 hours a day, and there's more to it that I can't say right now because obviously not well, but I keep this as public knowledge. And the strain on other public funded services is only showing now the cracks. If people know more, then get your facts out there to get this known. Because, sometimes mainstream media like to twist it all and just put a spin because of the PR machines enforced by the public sector side. Don't know what the answer is right this minute, but I thought I'd share that fact with you. You can go and check it all out. Company's House, the links, all the news items. It's all out there to read. Be aware there is sensationalism. I've got to go, but God bless, keep safe, and you're not well yourself and going through hard times. May your thoughts be with you. Take care.